Hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning. A few clouds mixed with clear skies this morning. Kind of a partly cloudy, mostly sunny type day out there. But the best news of all is that one of those rare days in March where you don't have much wind. Winds will remain under 10 miles per hour. They're kind of all over the place direction-wise, as you see there. It's an east wind, it's a south wind, it's a north wind, it's a west wind. It depends on where you are, basically. So light and variable winds under 10 miles per hour. Skies clear up this evening. Winds will not be very strong overnight. They'll settle in more out of a southerly direction unless you're in the east or the west here. So kind of a wind like that, straight south wind here, and then more of a turn to the wind right there. But they're all coming from the south or a southerly direction as we get towards Thursday morning, and those winds will crank up during the day on Thursday. Stronger winds, especially by the afternoon and evening. It does help to give us warmer temperatures on Thursday, but it's going to be very warm and dry, so that wildfire threat's going to be high. Even into the evening hours, still a high fire threat with those strong winds that then turn more southeasterly, so the moisture increases a little bit. So the wildfire threat goes down a little bit later in the night here. Now, the lunar eclipse is going to be ongoing in the middle of the night right here. So we're going to take you to midnight, backwards to midnight. Mostly clear skies, not too many clouds. It's going to be a bit brisk out there, those winds will, and that's actually going to hold temperatures up, so it won't be terribly cold out there. So I think viewing for the lunar eclipse should be just fine if you're going to be a late night lunar eclipse viewer Thursday evening, late Thursday night, I should say. And then jumping ahead to Friday here, again, we've got our approaching storm system. It's going to be strong winds out ahead of it, mild temperatures, and then on the back side of it, colder weather, rain, and eventually maybe a little snow for some as well. Before we get into that extended outlook here, let's take a look at the fire threat already for tomorrow. This is for tomorrow, not for today. A red flag warning in southwest Nebraska, northwest Kansas. They kind of jumped the gun compared to everybody else. All the other National Weather Service offices have us on a fire weather watch, which will eventually become a red flag warning. The only places not included are here over southeast Nebraska, northeast Kansas. But this is all from about noon tomorrow Central Time through the mid-evening hours tomorrow. High fire, wildfire danger will be a possibility. Highs today. We've got highs into the 60s and 70s, but with light winds, should feel spectacular. Overnight tonight, 30s for lows, maybe a few spots near 40. Warmer tomorrow, but also windier. So highs 60 or 75 to 80 in most cases. A little cooler out in the Panhandle. Tomorrow night, a very mild night as that storm system begins to approach. We're going to keep it in the 40s and 50s in most cases, although there will be some cooler 30s out west, but that southeast wind's going to keep that warmer air in place, so the dew points will climb a little bit as well. And then Friday's kind of an interesting day because we have mild air in the east, cooler air out west. We'll have developing showers and isolated thunderstorms during the afternoon hours. Out west, rain, but then that will start to transition over to some snow Friday night as it gets colder. You can see those 20s there. Anywhere where it's kind of below freezing has a chance of snow maybe mixing in later on Friday night into Saturday morning. But most of the moisture will be out of here early on Saturday morning. Saturday itself, kind of a chilly or cooler, blustery day out there. The winds are going to be quite strong with this system. That's really the biggest issue, is the strong winds. We're going to dig into the details of that here as we look at some of the long-range models. We'll start with the short-term model. That's the North American. It only goes out 3 days. So let's jump ahead to Friday. Not much in the morning. Here's noon. There's our strong, tightly wound low-pressure system over northwest Kansas. But then showers and isolated thunderstorms developing during the afternoon. Maybe some severe weather to our east. This should be east of the Missouri River. And then a change over to snow, but mostly over northwest Nebraska into northern Nebraska. So most of us will not see snow with this system. But then early Saturday, there is the potential for maybe a little lingering snow over eastern Nebraska to start off early Saturday. Strong winds on the backside of the system late Friday night to Saturday morning, where winds could gust up to 50 miles per hour. So blowing snow would be a concern wherever it does snow. Let's take a look at the European model. We'll jump ahead to Friday. So there's Friday afternoon right here. Showers and isolated thunderstorms. Better chance of severe weather will be to our east, though. Iowa, Missouri, in those areas. Some snow begins to develop by Friday evening over western Nebraska, then shifts to northern Nebraska. This model isn't quite as aggressive with the snow over eastern Nebraska early Saturday morning, just far northeast Nebraska. There will be a lot of wind, though, so anywhere where it's snowing could be a problem. I'm really more concerned about northern Nebraska than anybody else with the blowing snow threat. moves on out of here. Another system might impact us in the middle of next week. We'll see chance of rain and snow. The European is more aggressive. The GFS model has backed off a little bit. Let's take a look at that GFS model here. So first off, jumping ahead to Friday. Friday morning, pretty quiet, but I'm kind of surprised it's developing that much moisture Friday morning. Friday afternoon, showers, an isolated thunderstorm, severe weather to our east, and then again, that snow, mainly northern and northeast Nebraska. Winds could blow that snow around, though. We could see up to a couple of inches of snow there. Then quieter until the middle of next week, but the GFS is not as aggressive for the middle of next week. It still has a chance of rain and snow, though, so we'll keep an eye on that towards Tuesday night and a Wednesday here of next week. Let's quickly take a look at the extended outlooks here before I wrap things up here. Again, we will be seeing that storm system impacting us this weekend, or going into the weekend. Mostly going to be rain. I debated throwing snow in the forecast for the Tri-Cities, to be honest with you. I don't know if we'll see much snow here. We'll cool it back on Saturday, coming back up Sunday and into Monday, and then cooling back down Tuesday and into the middle of next week before maybe a slight warm up towards the end of next week. North Platte, again, rain chances, maybe a little snow mixing in Friday evening. That should clear out by about midnight or so. Chilly and blustery on Saturday, warming up then Sunday and into Monday. Next cool down begins Tuesday, a slight chance of rain and a little bit more wind as those temperatures then come down by the middle of next week, then slightly warming up as we get towards the end of next week and the beginning of the spring season. Well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Wednesday morning. I'll be back with you all on Thursday with all the latest. Until then, take care and God bless. Bye.